Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Retropical podcast. Today, you are with me, Shannon, just a girl, lonely, hanging out by myself. No, actually, it's supposed to be an intermezzo episode because Leonard is actually away. He's actually gone farming with his family by the mountains. It's going to be kind of like a regular thing, I think, for him since it's a kind of like a family thing or business with him. So, yeah, best of luck for him. I think he's coming back today, but he'll be too tired to actually, do any podcast tonight. So, I thought of making an intermezzo episode, but then I started thinking, why not have a special episode with, just hanging out with me, Shannon, one of the pair of the Tropical podcast. And I think talking it out with Leonard, there will be some more episodes like this where you'll just be hanging out with just me talking about a specific topic, or even with Leonard, where it's fully just him talking about something, or maybe I'm not available, so he'll be helping out with the intermezzo episodes. So yeah, apart from that, I hope you guys are doing well. Just a quick how are yous once again. I'm feeling like a 7 or 8 this week, today particularly, because it's been kind of a long break. I took a day off, and then there was a public holiday, and then it's Saturday, Sunday, and I can't believe work is coming back tomorrow with like in a blink of an eye. So it's ridiculous, ridiculously how short time is spent when you're having fun. I've been wasting time, spending time, I guess, watching um, TV series, Chinese TV series called 99 Points Girlfriend, which is pretty cool, even though there's a lot of plot holes I'm considering. It's kind of my guilty pleasure to watch, shoujo stuff. Anyways, um, moving on to our topic today, Leonard and I actually had a topic in mind today. But we, since Leonard couldn't make it, I think we're just gonna make it off for next week. So I think for this week, just a quick discussion, or at least just for me to put it out there in the world, since David actually made a point of, how I've been recently obsessed with this. Today, I would love to talk about modeling, particularly, runway models, the ones for, fashion designs, like for Versace, what? No, Versace. For Versace, Louis Vuitton, all that good branded deals. I don't know why, but I think a few days ago, I've been so obsessed with runway models, which is really weird because I've never I've never really considered um you know a modeling career, or even just never really crossed my mind of how models are or runways what are. To be honest, I leaned more to the kind of like what is it called, negative side of modeling, as in like I didn't know the importance of modeling whatsoever. I was the ignorant person who was like anybody can be a model, and people who do modelings are very vain and it's all about beauty from here on out. But I came across this like modeling compilation a few days ago. Don't know why I clicked it. I think it was because I saw like Adriana Lima to it. I'm not sure, but actually remember I was actually pretty interested in modeling just for a brief amount of moment in my life during high school, grade 8 I think, with my friend, where we were obsessing over Victoria's Secret models. And I remember like Adriana Lima and Alessandro, I think, I forgot her name, and then Candice as well. So I thought, after watching another few videos a few days ago about runway model compilation, just wanted to, share with you guys my opinion on modeling and runways in general. After watching lots of compilations of, runway models and or even like recent generation modeling models, I don't know, I think I've found, or I've acquired a new and intriguing taste for the modeling world. I can't even say modeling correctly this time. I don't know why, but yeah, I found interest in the modeling world for some reason. I won't deny. I kind of like also kind of imagine like what if I were a model, which after lots of thinking and consideration to my body type, my height, and my my all natural blemish acne skin and hairy body. I decided, no, I don't think I'll ever be a model. But it was a very nice, chain of thoughts during that night that I was processing it all. But yeah, I think in my opinion, when it comes to modeling, it's not only beauty that you can look into. The more I look into it, the more I realize that maybe modeling for photo shoots perhaps is different, but I was considering it more in the light of, runways, and I realized that runways are not necessarily, you don't have to be beautiful to be a model or become a runway model, in my opinion, I feel. Because what I've noticed is that runway models, it does not really cater to the face. Maybe some people do think that like runway models are, gorgeous, good looking, hot, and I think that's a plus as well. But I noticed that runway models are more for those people with specific body types to fit certain clothings, certain high branded or like very avant-garde kind of clothing, for you to, kind of have the clothing stand out. Whereas, you yourself are just wearing the clothes. So you don't stand out. It's the clothes that you make stand out. And I think I've never really seen it in that light before. I mean, maybe I know of it, but I've always just been so misguided by the fact that, modeling is all about beauty, yourself, your vanity, that I never realized that it's true. It's all just about the brand. Or maybe it was all about beauty back in the day, like around the 90s era of the model, like Naomi Campbell, or Gazelle, even Tyra Banks, for example. But I think these days, making it more of like consumable for customers, or for mass production, well, not mass production, but like for production and for sale. Now it's looked more on how the models can carry off the clothings and how they can make it look like it's bedazzling for them, that makes people want to buy the clothing, which probably, like I said, it might be still the same for some aspects of the industry itself, to cater to the 90s kind of style and opinion and point of view. But it's just interesting for me that now I'm able to look at it into that light of, it, what matters more is the clothing, and the models are the one that accentuates the clothing, not the other way around, which was, maybe heavily focused on back in the day. So just a few, favorite models that I've found over the compilations. I particularly love Sora Choi. If you don't know who she is, she's a Korean model, and she's pretty tall, but I like her style. Like, I think she has this kind of like grunge kind of look to her, and she looks very fierce, bold. But I think a lot of people are saying that how her run is very clothing focused, meaning that it gives focus to the clothing instead of her, which I think, like I said, I vibe with that kind of notion for what's happening to the runway statistics today. Okay, please also take my opinion with a grain of salt. It's really not that important. I just thought I should just let it out there that I want to talk about modeling runways. Yep. Adud is also a very new and upcoming model. If I'm not wrong, her name is Adud Akech. Am I right? Let me check it out. Adud Akech. She's also very, very good, and I would say she's flawless in terms of her skin. It glistens, by the runway, and really hoping the best for all these upcoming models to, stand out. And maybe when people say they're not going to be the next Naomi Campbell, because there's only one Naomi Campbell, they can make a name for themselves on their own without having to be a shadow to someone else. I think that would be a great notion for them. And I think Cara Taylor is also pretty good. Yeah, I think for me it's more of like, for her, maybe her style, her face is not really kind of like my type, but at the same time I do love her walk and her body type and her style of how she carries casual clothing very well, which sometimes normal models, or the ones that like stand out a lot, it's kind of like you're looking at their personality, their type, and not the clothing. So it's not more of like for consumers, I guess. It's just more for the art, and that's not wrong. But I'm just saying, like, for me personally, for me to be able to find out a different side of modeling and runways in particular, how it works, was very interesting for me. So yeah, Cara Taylor, Adut Akash, and Sora Choi are pretty good models of this new generation. I would think. I mean, I'm a newbie. I've just walked into the room of modeling life career. Like I'm not even a model myself, so it's just for me interesting to watch all these runways. And I tried showing it to like some friends of mine. I mean, like okay, particularly David, and he doesn't really get it, and that's fine because I didn't get it myself too, but somehow recently it's just been an eye-opening thing for me, I guess, to find out that modeling is not what I think it is as per se. And there's a difference also between models and supermodels. And I think supermodels are the kinds of people who are really just born with it, and as much as I hate to compare or like to say that I'm beneath them, I as a person probably am not, maybe, I don't know, but more of so that I don't think my physical ability can ever come across as a supermodel kind of ability, which is fine to me. I accept it. But I also do notice that after having watched all these model runways and considering modeling and whatnot, I've realized, I guess that's where the stem of like girls very focused on their looks, or very self-conscious about their looks, very obsessed with how they perceive their looks and images come to light. Because I guess you look at these people with such a high light that you think you want to achieve that, and you think to yourself like, oh, I'm not that good enough. And I think I almost had that thought, but then I realized it doesn't really matter to me because I never really cared about my looks anyways. So yeah, that's something also for me to like consider, like when I was thinking about it. And yeah, it's just very interesting to see how models are. I'm pretty sure they also live some normal lives like we do, but I feel like, yeah, it's kind of different. And I think me coming from an Asian kind of background, it's also kind of not really kind of a well talked profession. So you know I love still looking at runway models and stuff like that. But in my own personal idea, would I ever become a model? Probably not. uh Not because of the profession, actually. I just feel like for me, I don't think it would suit my kind of type of living, or my type of way of how I perceive beauty, because I don't really perceive beauty as diligent as most people, maybe, probably, I don't know. Yeah. And I think that's a good way to kind of consider, if you guys are interested in the modeling life or the runway models, or even like fashion in general. I think it would be nice for you to just look at compilations like I did if you're interested. um but yeah, I think that's all that I want to add to this podcast, honestly. um yeah, it's just a small short, like, you know what is it called, stream of conscious of Shannon, part of the Retropical podcast duo. Yep, like I said, Leonard's away, but we'll have a normal episode next week. And if you guys do have any opinions on what you think about modeling, or models in general, or even runways, or even fashion in general, just let us know in the comments down below. Um, and again, if you have any specific episode or a topic that you want us to talk about, just give us a quick FYIs. Because I think the SCP episode that we made last week was very fun to do, and I would love to do it again in the future with Leonard. And yeah, next week is another new topic we like to talk about. Thank you so much for listening to this very quick rant, quick kind of like stream of conscious, kind of impromptu kind of style discussion with Shannon. And really hope to see Leonard back soon. Hope you guys are having a great week ahead, a new week ahead. I'm going back to work tomorrow, which is kind of like, but that's just how life is, right? I'm not a model. I'm kidding. So yeah, see you guys next week. Thank you for listening. Bye.